I'm David. I currently work in the client that is Riot Games.
My name is Marcos Ortiz. I'm from Cuba. Right now I'm working with Riot Games.
I'm Carolina. I work mostly with iOS, especially in this project. I'm working with iOS and also Android.
Basically, I work with JavaScript. That's my main language and what I've been doing for the last couple of years since I joined Xteam.
I am a full stack. I have experience working with Golang, React, and Node.js. That's kind of my intro.
So just kind of chatting a little bit, a question that I ask pretty much every developer because I just think it's interesting to hear an individual perspective from the developer world, but just what's your favorite thing about being a developer, or you can say that a different way, maybe what's the most rewarding thing about being a developer?
For me, actually, is to have a chance to impact people. That's the main thing that for example, the work we are doing right now with Riot Games, we're actually impacting a lot of people around the world in the positive way. So that's my drive to be a developer.
The greatest thing about being a developer is that you can see the impact of your work and users' life and also the players in my situation right now. So it's not about writing code, but it's about building a great product and delivering value to players. And it's really awesome to see the feedback and how the product is like helping the players to be more engaging with games. So this is like the best part of creating software. It's not the software itself, but what the software makes improve in people life in general.
So just kind of curious how teamwork and communication works as an X-teamer, when you're working with a partner, because you're working with other X-teamers, you're working with folks at the partner level. Just kind of curious how that sort of works, and particularly being a fully remote job.
Yeah, of course. The communication is mostly asynchronous, so we mostly communicate through Slack, either with other Xteamers in the Xteam channel or in the client side. We mostly communicate through Slack, except when there is like some specific features that require more coordination. Like when we are starting a new feature or a new project, we need to make sure that we are on the same page. So we try to make some calls to some meetings to basically coordinate how things are going to go in that matter. But other than that, we just communicate through Slack. We leave messages. We even work with some folks from Europe, which time zone is very different. So we leave messages. We get messages at the morning when we connect. There is like too much flexibility in terms of the working hours. I mean, if I have anything to do within the day, I just go ahead and do it, and I say I won't be joining until this time, and then I join, and then I stay up late that day. If I need to, I have any plans for the evening, then I do the opposite. Like I wake up really early, I get everything done really early in the morning, and then I can go out in the night to do whatever commitment I have for that day. But other than that, you have, I won't say 100% control of your time, because there are some responsibilities that you need to attend to. But definitely there is that flexibility, and I have something to do. I am not, I don't have any leash, any chain that it is attaching me to my desk to pretend that I'm working. When I am on the desk, I am actually working.
What it's like to kind of have that community around you.
That's a really fun thing to talk about because actually this week I was with another ex-teamer here. Like he's from a completely different city. We first met in an outpost that happened last year, like the beginning of last year, and we became like pretty good friends. And that's how it happened to like a lot of people inside Xteam. Like there's people from all different types of partners that became really good friends of mine because we were just started meeting on those outposts and summit and X summits, and then we developed like this friendship that ends up helping a lot. Not only because it's fun to like make friends, but also because, for example, yesterday we were working together in the same co-working place, and I had like some issues with my current task, and then I just like turned around and said, hey man, can you help me with this real quick? I think you had a similar problem that you talked about like some months ago.
Yeah.
And then he just hopped in and just fixed that together, even though like we were from different partners and all.
Right.
But that's really fun because we had like a pretty similar stacks and pretty similar like technologies that we work with.
You obviously work with Riot, but other partners as well, even prior to X-Team. You know, one of the things that's really important for an X-Teamer, especially a new X-Teamer, is once they start working with the partner, that first week or so of onboarding and kind of learning how that new company that they're part of works, both in a larger sense, but also just kind of how the engineering team is set up and getting used to established workflows. Just wanted to hear if you have any tips, particularly for junior developers or someone new to X-Team, perhaps, just how to kind of hit the ground running once you start with a new partner. You know, the kind of we talked about communication earlier, but part of the communication and just learning about that new environment that you're in. Just any tips for anyone that's jumping into a new partner?
To be honest, my first advice is always slow down. Because so many, I know you want to provide value from day one, but to be honest, sometimes you provide more value learning everything from the first week, specifically. And the second advice is always ask questions, because many of us, we are very awkward, quiet when you are new in the team. But the first advice is always ask questions. There's no any dumb questions, specifically when you are working with a new team, not working with a new environment. For example, for Riot Games, it's a little tricky because of for the security, all the work that you are doing. So always ask questions. You don't know anything about it, ask questions. You have a specific channel for that. We ask for the Java manager, a few peers with the same partner. So that's slow down is the first one. Ask questions.
In my case, I have the opportunity to work in 3 different projects in my state here in X-Team. And I would recommend to those people that join a new team that has no fear to start from zero in a new project, and also have great communication, because when you have great communication with the team, it allows you to learn more and ask the right question. And if you don't have fear to ask, you're going to learn, and after you learn, you're going to be able to be productive and add some value to the team more, and that allows you to feel comfortable on that team. And after that, it's just, a nice experience. So that's my advice. Not have fear to learn and to ask, and have great communication, because if you have a team, it allows you to learn from them. If it's a project that you're alone, ask somebody as your team, product owner, that they will be more than grateful to help.
You've been working at X-Team, like we said, for a little bit now, but you've also had an opportunity to not only work with Riot and things like that, but you've been involved in a lot of things. You've worked with Renato on some projects. Just kind of curious, through anything, whether it's partner related or those kind of side projects, or even just part of the community. What's a moment in kind of your X-Team history that you'll never forget?
I think being part of the Water Code show was really important for me, because it's a kind of work that they did for me. Like, they believe in my potential. This is really cool. So they knew about my work about creating content on YouTube and LinkedIn, and if they thought about this show and they invited me, and it was really nice to see that how they care about making this show comfortable for me. And I never thought about being like a hoster. And it was a really interesting experience, and it really energized me in a way that I never thought before. So this moment was really, really important to me, because it makes me feel more like an X-Teamer, because I'm doing things not just for partner, but for X-Team at all.